let me just slam my head in the car door of my Honda Civic.
How the fuck's anyone supposed to get ahead anymore on $80,000 a year? Like, you get $5.5 grand a month, $2.5 grand of that, if you're lucky, goes to your rent. Then you've got like $800 a month on food. That's being pretty fucking conservative with how the grocery bills are these days. I drive a Ford Mondeo. It's like $100 a week just on fuel just to get to work. Then you've got a few $100 on extra other costs, which literally left me with $300 a week. And houses these days are like 750 grand for some shitbox like this. And I'm supposed to save up like 50, 60, 70 grand just to be able to save up for a deposit for one of these. People these days are trying to get it into their own home. It's like you got fucked up rent, fucked up groceries, fucked up bills. It's just like, how the fuck's anyone supposed to even survive on like what used to be considered like a decent wage?
Deadass can't do this shit no more. I can't do this situationship. I can't do this relationship shit. And you know why? It's because of the boomers. It's because of the boomers, man. Tell me why I'm talking to this shorty. And this nigga she works with, 70 years old, is talking about, yo, you need to get a boyfriend soon. That'd be good for you. And niggas offering college tuition. Niggas offering trips to the Bahamas. Niggas offering houses. Oh my God. Oh my God. This nigga is taking wages away from working people so he can pimp out shorties. What the fuck? Mind you, this nigga probably can't even get it up. This nigga probably needs an IV straight to the thyroid just to get any action going, and you're telling a shorty you will put down an NYU tuition for a semester just the whole head. How can I compete in this economy? Fuck, BlackRock is ruining the game.
Some fruit, honey?
Yeah. Let me go sell the car.
$40.60 for a fruit tray.
Or is a box of 12 fucking strawberries $120?
This is fucking insane. $7 for 10 slices of cheese?
This economy is so bad. $33 for toilet paper? We can't even afford to shit.
$33. Everything costs too much. You can't afford it.
This is what $10 worth of groceries looks like. Tips were half off.
For many people, rising food prices are the most visible part of the cost of living crisis. The weekly shop now costs significantly more than it did just a few years ago, putting pressure on households already struggling to make ends meet. But for many, the biggest financial burden isn't food, it's housing. As rents continue to rise and home ownership feels increasingly out of reach, frustration is growing, particularly among younger generations. So let's take a look at how housing costs and basic living costs have become one of the defining issues of modern life.
When gas is nearly $5 a gallon, when groceries are all-time high, when rent is going up $200 as your rent renewal, there's no amount of budgeting in the world that is going to help you. We should not have to work 2 and 3 jobs. The American people should not have to work 2 and 3 jobs to make it. Like, at some point, we need to stop telling people that they're not budgeting right or that they're eating out too much. No. And my thing is, people work hard. Like, people work hard. You're telling me that they can't get the coffee that they enjoy in the morning. They can't go out to eat when they want because they have to budget. No, let's talk about the bigger issue. The economy is not doing good, and no amount of budgeting is going to help people.
I cannot be the only one that thinks that life in the UK now is just getting fucking ridiculous. Like, food shopping is costing above and beyond, and that's even with reducing the things that you wanted to get. You know, petrol costs an absolute bomb. We looked to go on holiday the other day as well. Holidays just to like Canary Islands and stuff are costing an absolute fortune on ones that I've gone on before and only paid, you know, like probably like a grand and a half less. It's just mental now. Like, the cost of everything is just crazy. Like, me and my wife and are looking to get a house and stuff like that. We're looking and we're just like, oh my God, like, it's honestly mental. Like, even when we do get the house, your standard of living is just going to be pish. So, yeah, I don't know if any of you lot feel the same way, but I just feel like nothing's getting better. Everything just keeps going up all the time.
Being an apprentice tradie nowadays in Australia is fucked, bro. The amount of work that we do does not compare or match up for the amount of money that we make. I feel like for a lot of us, when you first start your apprenticeship, you think of it as, oh, yep, you know, it'll be good in 4 years' time, or it's something to just pass the time or something to get me started. But you don't actually realize until you're about halfway through that you're stuck. And for me, the past couple of months, I've really started to realize that this could be me for the rest of my life, which has now filled my mind with all these worries. You know, I've got my missus and we're going to have a future family together. Is this going to be enough to provide for my family? Or things like, I'm 19 years old and I have the dream of traveling around Australia in my car, but I can't do that because I'm living paycheck to paycheck. And so I feel like there are a lot of us that are in this similar situation. And, you know, if you've been thinking about it too, it's not just you. I fully understand it as well. Now, if you've recently been thinking about the same things as me and you have this worry, or you're scared, or you're in a similar situation, just send me a DM and let's have a talk about it.
So I'm walking around Costco here and I'm noticing these prices. For example, these madras lentils, $15.99. I bought those a year ago for $6.99. Let's look at what else we got going on here. Dang, this is the flour we were buying for $5.99 last year. We literally bought this chicken broth, $5.69, 2 months ago. And I keep getting told that we got, 6-7% inflation. You gotta be kidding me.
What makes the cost of living crisis so difficult is that it affects almost every part of daily life at the same time. It's not just food, rent, fuel, or utilities on their own. It's the combination of all these rising costs that many people are feeling. Across social media, more and more people are sharing similar experiences. Some talk about spending far more on groceries than they did only a few years ago. Others describe working full-time yet still struggling to save money at the end of the month. For many, the feeling isn't necessarily that they're spending more on luxuries, but that everyday essentials have become increasingly expensive. The challenge is that incomes haven't always kept pace with rising costs. While wages have increased in some sectors, many people feel those increases have been outweighed by higher housing costs, food prices, transportation expenses, and household bills. As a result, people are making difficult choices, eating out less, delaying major purchases, taking on additional work, moving to cheaper areas, living with family for longer, or cutting back wherever possible. These are stories being repeated across different countries, cities, and communities. At the same time, there is ongoing debate about what is causing these pressures. Some point to inflation, others to housing shortages, global events, government policies, corporate profits, or changing economic conditions. Whatever the causes, the experiences being shared in these videos reveal a common theme. Many people feel that the cost of a basic standard of living has risen faster than their ability to keep up. And as you'll see in the next section, for some people the impact goes far beyond inconvenience. It's changing major life decisions, future plans, and the way they think about their financial future.
So I just got in from grocery shopping. Okay. I live in Toronto, Canada. Okay. I spent $95. $95 on necessities. Let me take out everything and show you how much I got for $95. Okay, this is what I got. Okay. I know this seems like a lot, but this is literally just basic necessities, you guys. Fruits, eggs, dairy, bread, cereal, the juice, only $1.25 each, eh? Okay? Turkey breasts, snacks for school, pierogies, $3 the pierogies were. Okay? The meat and the dairy was $25 each alone. That's not including anything else. Bro, I should not be anxious to leave the grocery store. I'm there anxious watching her ring everything up. I should not have to have my nervous system spike because I'm buying groceries. The cost of living is ridiculous. What? Oh, that's cute. The cost of living is ridiculous right now, you guys. Like, this is a joke. $100 on necessities alone. I didn't get myself a little sweet treat. You know what I'm saying? Ice cream, popsicle, frozen pizza, nothing. Nothing. $95.
So I got this great question asking me to show you the average salary every year since 2000 and compare that to the rate of inflation. As you can see, back in 2000, the median salary, which I think is the most accurate form of average that we can use, is just shy of £19,000. And now in 2024, it's just over £37,000. What I find really interesting is if you look closely at this graph, in 2009, the average salary in the UK was £25,800. And fast forward all the way to 2017, and it had only gone up to £28,750. So that's only £3,000 in an 8-year period. That is absolutely mental. Now, this is really interesting. If you go to the Bank of England's website, it has an inflation calculator. So it shows you that a pound in 2000 is now £1.87. So due to inflation, cost of goods and services have gone up on average by 87% since 2000. But you know the interesting thing? Wages have doubled since 2000 on average. But to me, it doesn't feel like that's happened at all. It's felt like since 2000, wages haven't gone up enough to keep up with inflation. So something doesn't seem right. Now, I can't be the only one that feels like the standard of living in the UK has been slowly declining over the last 20 years. But when you listen to the numbers, it says actually we've got higher wages compared to inflation 20 years ago. Does anyone else agree that it feels like something fishy going on here with the numbers? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let me know how you compare to these averages, which is around £37,000 is the median salary in the UK in 2024.
I deadass can't do this shit no more. I can't do this situationship. I can't do this relationship shit. And you know why? It's because of the boomers. It's because of the boomers, man. Tell me why I'm talking to this shorty. And this nigga she works with, 70-year-old, 70 years old, is talking about, yo, you need to get a boyfriend soon. That'd be good for you. And niggas offering college tuition. Niggas offering trips to the Bahamas. Niggas offering houses. Oh my God. Oh my God. This nigga is taking wages away from working people so he can pimp out shorties. What the fuck? Mind you, this nigga probably can't even get it up. This nigga probably needs an IV straight to the thyroid just to get any action going, and you're telling a shorty you will put down an NYU tuition for a semester just to hold hands. How can I compete in this economy? Fuck, BlackRock is ruining the game.
Young people have every reason to be enraged, and every issue they see, they look up, they get angry, and they see someone doing better than them, and then every day it is speedballed in their face that they are failing, that they are not doing as well as everyone around them. For the first time in our nation's history, a 30-year-old man or woman isn't doing as well as his or her parents were at 30. That is the social compact breaking down. People aged 30 to 34, 60% of them in 1990 had one child. Now it's 27%. People are opting out of America. They're not optimistic about it. They're not having kids. They look up, they see wealth, exceptional wealth across my generation and people in certain industries, and they are really struggling. Their purchasing power is going down, and the incumbents create artificial scarcity on campus. The incumbents who already have a degree see their degree go up in value. We get very concerned with housing and traffic once we own the housing. Housing permits are sequestered from young people. Housing prices have gone from $290 to $420 in the last 4 years. So a young person, a house, stocks that I don't own skyrocket in value. Let's have COVID relief and flush the markets and take assets way up, because if 1 million people dying would be bad, it would be tragic if I got less wealthy. And we're doing it on their credit card. We have lost the script. Our kids are more anxious and more depressed and more obese and more addicted. And we have made a purposeful decision to let this happen by ensuring the people around this table stay wealthy at the cost of young people.
You made the right decision. I am sure you will be happy here.
For $85,000, we better be.
Is this a joke? It's $10,000 less than our asking price.
I think it's a great offer. We should take it.
Anything less than $2.5 million is unacceptable.
You should leave. Get out of our house now.
There's nothing like a group of entitled
Americans, and a lot of the boomers now are flying. Like the boomers are flying, in large numbers now, and the boomers are flying to go visit and torture and torment their children. This is why boomers are traveling all over the country, is to go to where their children have been forced to live and laugh at them. This is what boomers like to do. They go, that you pay this for that? That's the whole point. Anytime a boomer gets in a plane, it is so that the plane can land and they can go to their children's house and go, oh my God, this is what you're living in? This is how you live? The reason for that is because boomers refuse to sell their house. Boomers are 85 years old, riddled with 4 cancers, and will not sell their house unless they make $900,000. They have impoverished an entire generation of people that cannot get into the real estate market because boomers themselves refuse to leave. There's all kinds of articles about this now, and it's hilarious. Boomers will not relinquish their hold on suburban real estate in America. They won't. They won't do it. If they took a little less money, for example, for their house, if the boomers went, you know what, I'll take a little less money for this house, and I'll just put it back on the market so that someone else could have a shot. But boomers are sitting there. They've got 17 pills they take every day just to stay alive. And they pick up the phone and the real estate agent goes, maybe we could do this. We can get you this. And they go, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You will never get this house for under 1.9.
Starting to not have sympathy for the boomers. I'm really not.
Really?
Best job market ever, best stock market in the history of the world. Every single boomer, Gen X, whatever, that's been on my show, they lived it up and spent all their money to live the lifestyle they wanted, and they didn't even set 10% aside a month. 10% aside. They had the best housing market, college, jobs. They were set up for everything. If they just put 5 to 10% a month aside in the stock market that they had, they would be multimillionaires. Most of them would be multimillionaires.
I've noticed people don't like to talk about money nowadays, or even back in the day, it's a very taboo topic to talk about. But I think we need to start normalizing talking about it, and especially now with everything being so expensive. I'm going to break down the bills that I have. I'm making more money than I've ever made in my adult life right now. And this is the first time that I've had to budget. And you can say you're spoiled, whatever. I've just done well, and my husband does well. We don't live in a grandiose house. We live in a nice house, yes. We live in a very nice city, yes. But let's break down some of the bills. Let's just be completely transparent. So, first bill is the mortgage. My mortgage is almost $3,300 a month. The second bill, my biggest bill, is my daughter's school. That's almost $24,000 a year. The third biggest bill would be my utility bill. Apparently, we had a toilet running, and so last month, our water bill, I think I made a video about it, was $514. So I had to pay that. They wouldn't do anything about it. They said the water had to go somewhere. We had somebody come out and check for any type of leak. There was no leak. We were forced to pay that on top of the regular water bill, which is usually $90 a month. Then you have your electricity bill, and that's usually around $130 a month. Then you have car payments. My husband's car is paid off, and my car now, my new one that I got, is about $300 a month, which is not a lot, I know. But then you have insurance. Our insurance is about $300 every single month. And what else? Extracurricular activities for my daughter, a couple $100s a month. Our grocery bill, we don't do like large hauls. We go like every couple days and get stuff, and I never had to budget it. We would just always go and buy it. And I broke it down this month, and we spend about $800 a month on groceries because we don't eat out and we make everything at home. And then we obviously have my housekeeper every week. That's $150 a month. So that's what, $600 a month. And then my dog gets groomed every 6 weeks. That's another $100. And that's not even including any of the extra things like shopping, whatever. And I don't even buy clothes full price. I thrift most things. And I don't get my nails done. I don't get my hair done. I don't do spray tan. I don't do lashes. Yes, I do Botox. That's it. I don't buy makeup. All my makeup is sent to me for free. Yes. And I don't know how families are dealing with the cost of living. It is scary. And like I said, my husband and I do well. I'm not going to go into exactly how much we make because I think that's a little bit too much. But those are our bills. And this is the first month that, we are going to be like paycheck to paycheck. And I've never been like that my entire life. And I'm worried. I'm legitimately worried. Usually everything just gets automatically taken out of our account on automatic payment. This time, I'm like looking at my account and it's going to be close by the end of the month. And then credit cards, I put everything on credit cards, but I always pay them off in full at the end of the month. I will not pay a dime of interest. But this month, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. Depends on how big my commission check's going to be. And I never had to live like this before. I don't get it. My husband and I are both making more money than we've ever made. Why? I don't know how. It freaks me out to think about how other families live. Like, should I just move? Should we move to like West Virginia and just get like a nice big house and all our expenses would be like lowered? Oh, property tax, $12,000 a year. You guys, it goes on and on and on and on and on, and I'm nervous this month.
A mother with 3 kids, and I can only afford a 1-bedroom apartment for all 4 of us. Let me show you where we sleep and how I make it work. And don't call the police on me. I'm doing the best I can. So basically, this is the living room area. This is the dining room area. I do have to get my table that's coming later today. But this is a drop-down bed, futon table. My back camera is shit, so I'm sorry if you can't see that. That flips up and that goes down. It's really comfy. It's thick. It's not thin. One of the kids lay there. I do have a wraparound couch, and no lie, I probably sleep on that most of the time. One of the other little kids may lay right here, and I will probably lay right there. A bedroom, I have a king size bed. Most of the time, both my boys do lay in this. It's pretty big. You can fit a whole bunch of people on it. But this is how we make it work, and I just wanted to share that with you and a part of my life. So don't be ashamed if you're living with multiple people in a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. Life is set up like that, and we make it work.
Is it just me, or is this inflation getting out of hand? I mean, everything's gone up. Beef prices, your rent, your insurance, your property taxes, everything's went up except your pay. And if you're sick and tired of this inflation and not getting an increase in pay, give me a follow and share this video. I think it's absolutely ridiculous, and nobody can give me a good reason why everything's so expensive. If you know, leave us a comment. I need to know.
Real chat, I'm 40. I want another baby, but I also can't afford one. For a minute, I thought I was pregnant. I got so excited. And then I immediately got scared. Like, how am I going to afford this? I literally started hoping I wasn't pregnant. But then I was hoping I was. Then my time a month came and I was so devastated. How can you want something so bad and be so terrified at the same time? Does any other ladies feel like this in their late 30s, 40s? Please tell me I'm not the only one feeling this way.
I'd like to have a quick conversation with you about who are the boomers expecting to sell their retirement homes to. We have a number of boomer clients in Fort Myers is one of the places, but there's a few other areas in Florida as well who are currently trying to sell their retirement places. Some are single family homes, some are kind of modular trailer type homes, some are condos, and they're all sort of running into the same problem. Their place isn't worth as much as they thought it was, and nobody wants to buy. Many have lowered their price significantly, and they still have no interest and no buyers and no takers, and they're starting to panic because they can't figure out why nobody wants it. So I kind of talked to them about something to think about in terms of who's coming up behind them that might be looking for retirement homes, and how their behavior is different than prior generations, and their experience and situation is also different as well. And I can tell every time I talk about this with my clients that none of this they've ever considered, none of it they're aware of, which I find really interesting. So in an age of information being democratized online, you would think that they would be more knowledgeable of these things, but I don't think they are. So one thing I explain is that the generation coming up behind them to buy their retirement homes in Florida, which would be Generation Jones, they're in between X and Boomer. They, over the last 5 years, our clients in that group who can afford to kind of pre-buy a retirement place, they are not even looking in places like Florida or Arizona. With a couple of exceptions in Arizona, we have had a couple customers buy and look in Arizona. But for the most part, our clients in that Generation Jones group, if they are looking for a retirement home to purchase right now, ahead of their anticipated retirement, they are looking at places like Costa Rica, Panama, Portugal, Mexico. They are not looking at Florida and Arizona. Also, that same group right now, if they're still working, many of them are experiencing layoffs and are unable to secure new employment. And so that's also kind of reshaping what their retirement may or may not look like, and their plans for purchasing, say, a retirement home. We have a client in that Generation Jones group. I think he'd be 58 or 59, and he lost his job unexpectedly July of 2024. And I think he's done like some contracting work since then, but that's about it. But right before he got laid off, he was actually shopping for a home in Costa Rica. And Costa Rica is a place he visits all the time, and he's long planned to buy a place in Costa Rica ahead of his retirement. But that appears to be completely on hold. Now, he wasn't shopping in Florida, and I don't think he ever will shop in Florida, but that's just an example of somebody in that age group. And then you have Gen X, and again, also, the retirement dream of Florida and Arizona, I don't really think is their dream. Also, you know, they're in a different phase of life right now and have different things going on, so they're not looking to, say, buy a place in Florida. And then you have the villages, which is really interesting. What is it, 350,000 homes in the middle of nowhere, Florida, and who is that going to be? Low income housing at some point? Is it going to be underwater in the future? I don't know. Like, but I wonder too, like, who's going to live in the villages once the boomers are no longer on this earth? So anyway, just some things to think about. The boomers have a lot of assets, and we've even seen locally, like, boomers wanting to kind of downsize into, say, a new construction single level townhome. And like one client, they were thinking that their home was worth like $800,000, and they were still thinking that this was 2022 when you can sell a home in like one day for over asking, which the real estate market has not been like that for a while, so I'm not sure where they got that impression. But they went out and bought just shy of $800,000 new construction place for them to sort of retire into, and then they put their place on the market only to find out that it was not worth the $800,000 that they thought. It was worth more like $560,000, and it's on the market and no one wants it. So suddenly they have this new construction home situation and a home that they were expecting to offload for $800,000 that they can't. And again, just seem completely shocked and oblivious that the market is not what they thought it was. So anyway, that's all for now.
So real wages data was released yesterday, and you should be pissed off about this just like I am. What does real wages mean? Real wages are wages that are adjusted for inflation. The data that came out yesterday is telling us that our real wages have not grown as much as inflation. Therefore, the money that we earn from going out and working hard is not buying us as much as it used to, as much as it should, because our wages aren't growing as much as prices are growing. We're all feeling it, right? We're all feeling it. We don't necessarily need the data to tell us, but now we have the data that actually tells us that. Why is this a problem? Well, because he lives. I'm sick of paying more for energy and insurance and cheese, housing, everything. Prices are through the roof, right? So what are the solutions? Inflation needs to come down. And what is it that is driving inflation? Government spending. And what is it that is propping up wage growth? Public sector wages. You pissed off yet? There's a debate that needs to happen about this, and I hope that there is strength in our political system for somebody to have the balls to have this debate properly without bitching. Give me some proper, actual, progressive solutions.
You're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down so we're dead and buried. On the edge of your night, staying drunk on your vibe. The angels up in the clouds.
Hey guys, so let's see what $49.82 gets you at Longo's. So my daughter asked for spaghetti and meatballs today. I'm not making meatballs, there's no way. So I picked up a box of meatballs, which is $15.99. I eat my egg with sourdough bread, so this was $4.49. Me and my daughter both love our Greek yogurt. So this was $3.99 each. Turkey bacon, which was $8.99. Dozen eggs, which was $3.99. Spaghetti. I have the rosé sauce. Actually, I'm making it from scratch. And I have butter, which was $5.99. So 9 items cost $50. And this is the Canadian new normal. But I have to say, Longo's is a bit more pricier than No Frills, Food Basics. Yeah, so I didn't even plan on doing grocery today. I do my grocery mainly at Walmart. But I was in the area, so I stopped at Longo's. And this is what $50 gets you. Okay? See ya.
Keep on raising minimum wage to $20 an hour, which in turn makes these small businesses, have to put a tax or raise prices, to be able to compensate for that hourly wage. Also, to live downtown and work downtown, you've got to pay, for rent $2,000 to $4,000 a month. And it's you can't live downtown and work downtown, so why would you do that? That's what a lot of people say. And so if you want downtown to be the most successful and the most prosperous, and you want some people to have some money in their pocket, why don't we take all of these buildings that are in the downtown area that are vacant because people have moved, they've shipped out, they've sailed away. And why don't we take those vacant spots and, charge $1,500, $1,700 so people can live downtown, they can pay their rent, they can have some money to afford to go out and spread that money into the local economy, and we all can live happily ever after. But instead, every year, or I don't know the time limit, but it seems like every year, you're raising minimum wage, 50 cents. Make it make sense.
How much do you think you need to earn in the UK right now in order to survive, in order to live? You're not going to believe it. Everyone keeps asking me in my previous posts, how much do you actually need to earn to be able to get by in the UK right now? So if you think about somebody on an average salary of around 30k, so this isn't even minimum wage, this is above minimum wage. You're talking take home around 2,000 to 2,200 per month. You may have got a wage increase as well. However, once you're taking your rent out, £1,000. Once you're taking your council tax out, £180. Water rates, food, everything else, you're probably looking at around £2,000 gone just on household bills alone. So that leaves you no wriggle room for childcare, for emergencies, just to actually live. I mean, who's actually able to eat or save money at the moment? So in the UK at the moment, if you want to get by, you need to be looking at 40 to 50k as a single person right now. As a couple, you may be a little bit better off. If you've got children, childcare costs is probably swallowing that up as well. This isn't living, it's surviving.
How much was your first place, Mum?
Our block of land was 60,000 and the house was 30,000.
You're joking.
So, no.
Can't even buy a caravan for that much.
Yes, but that's how it was in the 90s.
And now that house is probably like 1 million.
Easily, yeah, that's right.
So, Helen, in 1993, you were on a combined income of about 80,000.
Yes.
So, we were on a single income in 1970, and that's when we bought a house.
So how much was your first house and where did you buy it?
It was 17,000 in Holland Park.
In Holland Park?
Yes, because Brisbane was smaller then. We didn't think it was the inner city. It was just before the freeway was built, it was a suburb.
I just can't get over 17,000 in Holland Park. People have like letterboxes that probably cost that much in Holland Park.
You guys bought homes for $100. For $100. Yeah. Homes now are $8 million. Family of 5, you go to McDonald's. Cheeseburgers, what? 10 cents? A dinner back then was $3. If I try to take all my boys to McDonald's, $100. That's at least $130.
There's no more dollar menus.
That's an extra 4 hours I got.
Got rid of the dollar. You guys haven't got rid of the dollar menu. Now it's gone.
My parents paid $40,000 for their house in 1960 outside of Boston. It's now $2.8 million.
What? Sounds like they came.
My friend's parents paid $5,000 for their summer home. In 1946, it's now worth close to $8 million.
Yeah! You're proving our point. Y'all ruined the economy. Y'all ruined our economy. How can we buy homes? You guys,
let me get this straight. If I want that house, I gotta pay $8.5 million. You just came up.
Thank you very much.
You came here to flex.
When we first bought our house in 1977, we paid $45,000 for it. The man next door to me, he sold his house. The guy that bought his house paid $3 million cash for it.
Cash?
Cash.
Your generation is greedy and selfish because you bought a house for $40,000. Why are you selling it for 10x, 20x what it's
sell it
worth?
for $45.
You should
Make like a 5K profit.
No.
Yes.
How are y'all affording stuff right now? I feel like we're not talking enough about this. Everything is so freaking expensive, and I don't know what the heck. I know I'm not the only one going through this. I mean, from groceries, clothes, everything is so expensive right now, and it's literally by the grace of God that me and my family are surviving. I can't imagine what it's like for somebody who doesn't make the type of money that I make, and I don't even make a lot of money, but like, this is really a struggle. How are we surviving?
Skip. But when does this game get fucking good?
This has been The Scene Place, a channel dedicated to looking a little closer at the world we live in.
If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.